What's going on? Back again posting. Like, comment, subscribe to my ignorant channel. Appreciate that. Now, let's get to it. What we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about UFC, man. Last night, CORY SANDHAGEN versus Rob Font. Now, I'm mainly just going to talk about that fight and what took place, because I'm not gonna lie to you, man, it was not a good fight. And I like grappling, I like striking, I like the mix up. But what I will say in this fight, and I think a lot of people can agree with me, is that, like, if you're grappling just to hold on and not doing nothing with it effective, like transitioning or going for submissions or ground and pound, dude, it's frustrating. Like, I was trying to get my mind and body to sit down and watch this fight, and it was very hard. It was very hard. CORY SANDHAGEN, but finding out that CORY SANDHAGEN had an injury, like a shoulder injury or something like that, he mentioned. So he had a little sling after he went on ESPN. Which I thought that was weird too, in my thoughts, because it's like, okay, at first I was like, okay, is he doing it just because he knows he had a horrible, lackluster performance, and he tried to use that so that he can save himself from a title shot, because he's very close to the title. So I thought maybe that could be it, right? He was scared of Rob Font striking. He just wanted a way to win. So what he tried to do is, kind of just, settle down and just take the safe route. I thought that could have been an option, because I was like, okay, he got this thing out real fast. But then I was like, okay, maybe he was injured, and so he did take the route. And so the sling kind of helped, so that we look at this performance and go, okay, look, he ain't gonna do this again if he fights for the title. It was just a one-off thing. He had a shoulder injury. All right, cool, right? So that's my thought. I was like, okay. That's my second thought. Like, okay, let's go to number two thought. He probably was injured, because that was not like him. He's a striker, and I think that's what made it more frustrating as a fan. Is that, okay, he's a great striker. Why in the hell is he going for takedowns without mixing it up? Like, if he mixed up the striking a little bit and then goes for a takedown, okay, cool. But he literally just went for takedowns and didn't throw anything. So that tends me to believe that he was injured, bro. I took my feelings aside and go, okay, he probably was injured. But what does that mean for him for the next fight? So you got guys like Aljamain Sterling versus Sean O'Malley after that fight. Could be a possibility. But I do feel like what everyone else has been saying, that he needs to fight one more person. And either that's Umar again, even though he's injured, because he's a wrestler, or another option would be what's that guy's name? Aljamain's teammate. I forgot his name. Marab. One more fight for the title, just because, dude, even though he might that sling might show that he was injured, it just, UFC is a business, dude. I called it this morning. I was thinking about the fights. It's a modified tournament. So you might be like, okay, what's a modified tournament? UFC is a modified tournament. It's not like Bellator and things like that, where it has a tournament set up, literally you win, go up a ladder. It's kind of like that, but it's different. It's also based on your performance, right? It's a modified tournament where it's based off your performance. You got the ranking system, but then the ranking system can change based on, great fights that happen, right? So if you're a great fighter and you're in the rankings, you have a good chance of getting a title shot. But if you're up to the top and you have a lackluster performance, UFC goes based off of business sales and pay-per-view, dude. If you can't sell seats and you do performances like that, then people are not going to want to people are not going to want to buy it and pay for it. So therefore, if people are not going to buy the pay-per-view because they know this fighter is going to be boring, then the UFC loses money. So they go to the second option and go, okay, who sells paper? Who can actually talk? Who can actually fight? Sean O'Malley. That's why he was progressed. He was a superstar. So my thoughts is that Cory Sandhagen did not do good enough performance to ask for a title shot. Then nobody's looking at that like, okay, that's not good. Because for the fact that he was the main event of the card and he did lackluster like that, that is worrisome. Okay? That's just not gonna slide with Dana White. Dana White was slobbering on the side, falling asleep during that fight. I mean, that fight was boring as hell. I'm just not gonna sugarcoat it. It was boring as hell. And I'm a fan of grappling. I'm not just a person, but I want striking. No, dude, I'm a fan of both. Jiu-jitsu, wrestling, I'm a fan of both. But I do believe in effective grappling. Because too many times people think just taking someone down and not doing nothing, not transitioning, not going to top mount, not going to side mount, and just sitting there is supposed to win someone a fight. How the hell, dude? That's literally like me laying down in bed, tossing and turning. What's that gonna do? You mean to tell me people are eating popcorn and jalapenos, laying down, watching dudes turn into bed, laying in bed? I'm not paying money for somebody to just lay in bed in the octagon. I'm not doing that. So people, you gotta open your eyes up a little bit and go, okay, I see where you're coming from, because it was a lackluster performance. He did nothing with the grappling. Besides in the 5th round, like he went for maybe like an anaconda choke or a Darce choke, and he almost had it. That was entertaining in the 5th round for the fact that he actually went for something, and he almost got him out of there. But round 1 through 4, it was just crazy boring. So yeah, man, what needs to happen is that he needs to fight another top-ranked fighter and actually perform well. Like, if he does even go on the grappling route, he needs to either submit him or knock him out. But I'll tell you the positives, though. That gets people like Aljamain Sterling going, okay, this dude can grapple, so I can't just, lay and pray on this dude. He's going to constantly be moving. He knows how to do his own takedowns now. So maybe it's also a second guess for Aljamain Sterling, who's a heavy wrestler, to go, okay, cool. Now it's gonna be a striking battle. It makes Aljamain second guess going the grappling route. I'll say that's the most positive from that. But then during that last thing I'm gonna go over, man, I'm gonna go over the ESPN interview, because that dude mentioned something to me where he mentioned something where he was like, Cory Sandhagen was like, you know what? Because I'm on the top of the division and these guys are really good strikers, I'm gonna wrestle. I'm most likely, since we're even on the feet, I'm gonna wrestle. I was like, what? Why would you say that? Who was his manager? Like, Cory Sandhagen, I know you got a lot of emotions going on during the fight. You were injured and all this stuff. But, dude, you got to watch what you say, because that definitely could stop him from going for a title fight. That can definitely stop him from getting a title fight, dude. Because now we are expecting, okay, he's not going to want to strike no more. So now we got to ask, guys, as fans, we got to ask now, so were you injured, or were you really fighting like this because you were scared? Because if you're fighting like this because you're scared, because this is how you talking, like, yo, there's good strikers in this division now at the top, I'm about to use more wrestling. Are you saying that that's what you're going to be doing from now on and you're not going to strike? I mean, knowing his style, I feel like he's gonna strike and wrestle just to mix it up at the top. But how it sounds to me from this performance, it just was not the right thing to say at the right time. Because now people saw this boring performance. They're like, what? You gonna do this now? You gonna be just wrestling now without doing nothing on top? That's not good. So I don't know who is managing him, but he needs to really think about what he just said. Because, dude, what you say can't be held against you during for your career, dude. So, yeah. I'm just lost for words. But it was boring. The fight was boring as hell. I don't know what to say, man. I don't like that. Those kind of fights. Grappling, you need to do more grappling. Like effective grappling. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions, man. Like, comment, subscribe to my ignorant channel. Yes, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support.